Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, another week, another edition of the World Team League WTL 2024 Summer Codes Round 6, day number 2. I'm, of course, your host, Live VIP, and with me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, and by Ducklings Open. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. For those who maybe are just tuning in, we just wrapped up with our own amateur bronze to diamond tournament, Ducklings Open number 125. It was 100. That's a lot. A very high number. So I hope you all enjoyed yourselves with that event. Shout out to Kuro as well. Kuro has been casting and handling our amateur events for the past year, or for this year, 2024. So I hope you all enjoyed, as we are now diving into some World Team League action. Up first, we have Team Liquid going up against Mystery All Gaming. Mystery All Gamers, which is not long at all, by the way. This is a new kind of collaboration between two different teams. We have Team Liquid, of course, and Mystery Gaming have collaborated. They've joined forces with the All Gamers. Now, I'm actually uncertain as to which players All Gamers bring to the table. I'm a little bit unfamiliar with this kind of collaboration, so if you are in the know, let us know in the chat. If you're a little bit more familiar with All Gamers as a team and who's on it and who they're bringing over, I would love to hear. I'd love to be privy to that. Otherwise, we're diving in. We're diving right on in. We have our best of 7 lined up. We have Mana versus Strange, Elazer versus Lemon, and Clem versus Cyan. Up first, we have our PvP. We have Mana versus Strange. Game 1 is going to be Imposed Youth, and we are jumping right on in. And spawning into the right-hand corner, we have Mana for Team Liquid. And in the bottom left, we have Strange for Mystery All Gamers. I need to get used to saying that. I need to get used to it, Pappy. But a shout out to the WTL production team, because I don't know if you noticed, they did update the intro. They updated the intro with the Mystery and All Gamers logo. They also updated the CranKy Gaming logo and changed it to Weibo Gaming. As a reminder, Weibo is the new team that has acquired or partnered with DKZ. That has occurred as well. It's not much of a mystery who they are. If literally All Gamers are on the team. True. All Gamers is just Coffee, I think. Oh, so Coffee left Mystery Gaming. Okay. Thank you for letting us know. I know that Coffee was on Mystery Gaming for a long time, but I guess he since left the team, but still wanted to compete with Mystery Gaming in WTL. Let me just double check. And yeah, Coffee, he joined All Gamers 2 days ago. Coffee joined All Gamers 2 days ago, so there we go. We have confirmation. It's Mystery All Gamers. Really just allowing Coffee to continue to compete for the team. Really cool to hear. As we are going to be settling into game number 1. Again, we're loading into Post Youth. Post Youth is a very unique map of the map. It has a lot of unique features, like the hybrid natural base or the hybrid pocket base that you gain access to early on. There's the goal base in the center of the map. It also has some wide open areas towards the fringe edges of the map as well, which we can see Strange is using to hide a pylon. So this is not a real proxy pylon, it is a fake proxy pylon. Basically, as Mana is coming in with the probe scout, Mana confirms, hold up, your pylon's missing. Hold up, Strange, your second pylon is not where it should be. It's somewhere out on the map, doesn't know where. Could be a cheese, could be an all-in. We can see that Strange is just hiding the pylon off to the side and is keeping it hidden and doesn't really intend to commit to anything, but Mana is not as certain. Meanwhile, Mana is going for an economic opener. It's going to be a gate cyber expand here, double gas into a Stargate as well, so very economic build here out of Mana. With this Stargate opener for Mana, he's going for oracles to deal some economic damage. Likewise, he's also scouring the map. You can see on the minimap there on the left hand side, there's a probe just searching all around the map right now, looking for the pylon. Isn't going to find it as there's nothing there on the left hand side, and again, Mana's going to be safe because there's nothing really going on. Likewise, Mana doesn't overreact, or he barely reacts. Yes, Mana is scouting for the pylon, but he's still playing pretty economic. We have a safety shield battery, so okay, we're forcing a shield battery to be made, we're forcing the probe to scout, that is true, but outside of that, Mana's still looking solid. Meanwhile, Strange did open up 2-gate into a Nexus, into a tech structure, which is a Twilight Council. So Strange is going to be behind economically, and Strange doesn't really have much tech to work with either. So we'll see if he can keep up, we'll see if Strange can recover as the Oracle's zooming across the map. We be zooming, Papi, and with this Oracle we can take down a lot of workers. We see Mana going for a Void Ray follow-up. That is a bit of an overreaction. The Void Ray tells us, and yeah, now we confirm the expansion, we confirm the tech, Stalkers are in position, the Oracles get shooed away, and I believe we just cancelled the Void Ray, which is a good call. Yep, we canceled the Void Ray, now we start up Twilight Council. So basically what just occurred here, the Void Ray was in production because Mana was afraid that it was going to be an all-in, and if it was, we would need a Void Ray to defend. Once we confirm it is not an all-in, once we confirm there is no proxy, we cancel the Void Ray, we start up Twilight Council. Now what this means is that Strange is now ahead tech-wise, in a way. The Oracle hasn't done any damage yet, and Strange already has Blink on the way. Meanwhile, Blink is still a ways off for Mana because of the delayed Twilight Council, because he wasn't really sure what was going on. So there's a bit of a give and take going on here. Again, I would still favor Mana economically. Do slip in, we do get one probe kill in the main, but only the one probe for now. At least the Oracle is still alive. We can always go in with a Stasis Trap or another Pulsar Beam and focus on some more workers. Second Oracle has arrived. This is a bit of a bigger commitment here for Mana. Two Oracles need to get something done. It's, again, quite an investment for Mana, and hopefully we can get some economic damage. Otherwise, Strange can comfortably get into his 2, maybe even 3 base setup. But now, of course, Blink is almost done for Strange. Oracle dips in, gets one probe kill, second Oracle dips in as well, and not bad, getting a worker, pulling back. Bleeding off a bit of hull damage there, but nothing too major. Ooh, and Mana! I see a gateway explosion, I see a pylon in the center of the map. That's going to be a 3-gate setup back at home, so we have 3 gateways for Mana, and what looks to be, yep, a proxy 4th gate. What does that mean? 2 base, 4-gate Blink. I don't know if I want to say all in, but 2 base 4-gate Blink here from Mana. Very aggressive nonetheless. Oh, did I say 4 gates? It's actually 5. Okay, we're entering all-in territory. I was about to say that usually it wouldn't really be an all-in until we get up to like around the 6 gateway count on 2 bases, but we've gone up to 5, which is quite an amount for Mana. So much more committed now. We can warp in 5 Stalkers at a time. Strange, instead of throwing down gateways, 3rd base. Strange has expanded, is taking a 3rd base, and I'm concerned for Strange. Have we been hallucinated scouting? I know we had one earlier, but Strange, he's being quite greedy. Ay. Again, he has less production, less weapons. He does have an Immortal on the way. The Immortal will help make up for our lack of supply. We have a hallucinated Immortal as well. But can Strange hold as we dive on in? We do tank a shot. Yeah, the hallucinations do tank a couple of waves there. Stalkers are being focused down, but oh, the Immortal does come into play. Whew. But a really nice bait out of Strange. It happened quite quickly there, but basically Strange had a hallucinated Immortal, and it did tank an entire volley of those Stalkers from Mana. So very nicely done here by Strange. Very nice setup. He is surviving. Meanwhile, we dive in. This time the Immortal is real, and it does take 3, 4 oh, it doesn't go down! The Immortal is immortal, and with that, Mana is forced back. Ooh, a brutal attack, and Strange, he's looking to snowball out of control here. That was a very committed dive, and Mana did not get anything. The Immortal just refused to go down, and now Strange gets away with 3rd. He's got a 3rd base, he's even on upgrades, he's even getting ahead. I say even on upgrades. Strange has +1 attack, he has +2 on the way, Glaives are on the way, here comes the Gateway Explosion, Immortal production well in favor of Strange. Strange has a solid lead. He has a solid lead right now, and Mana, he's in a bit of trouble. He is in quite a bit of trouble. Basically, Mana has to buy time. If he can somehow buy some time to warp in a wave of Zealots, then we can survive. What I mean by that is Zealots do a great job, not necessarily at doing damage, but at soaking damage, right? And just being a buffer zone for your army. The problem with the Zealots that are on the way is the Adepts. Adepts are on the way for Strange. Glaives. Glaives tells us that Strange isn't really looking further ahead. He doesn't want to go for a longer game. I mean, sure, he's going to have a +2 timing, which is quite strong, but with Glaive Adepts, we can reinforce the army with kind of our own version of Zealot here. With Adepts, we can help buffer, we can move out across the map with the Death Ball of an army, and I don't know if Mana can really do anything about it. I mean, with all these Blink Stalkers, we could potentially go for a backstab, we can maybe catch reinforcements, and that's what we're hoping for. We're hoping to catch like a stray Immortal, a stray Prism. Oh my god, oh, that'll do it. Prism goes down. That will delay the push. Nice pick up here from Mana as he does rotate over into the main. Headed for the mineral lines. There's a cannon in position. We're going to manage to pick up a couple of probes here and there. Nothing too major. One probe, one cannon. But again, this wasn't about doing damage. This was about buying time and keeping Strange at home. And again, sniping that prism is a way to deter a push. Now Mana is looking to stabilize. Charge is done. +1 is on the way. Third base getting saturated. Mana should be throwing down shield batteries. We have one shield battery ready. We have a stasis trap as well. There is a lot of potential with the stasis traps, as we could catch a good portion of the army. Mana is still behind. Mana is still struggling to keep up, but I mean, he's you know, surviving. A lot of zealots. A lot of zealots warping in. Archon as well. Can Mana pull this off? That's Strange going for Hallucinated Immortal. Immortal Colossus even is pushing in, takes down one of the stasis traps. The other, it is spotted. We bait it out with the Stalker. Very nice control here from Strange. Shutting down every single stasis trap. We do catch a couple more Stalkers, not bad. Creating a force field, but the shield battery goes down. There's no overcharge. And we just shade in. The Adepts, they just shade straight into the main and the natural. Probes are going down. Mana's being pulled apart. He cannot keep up. The Zealots collapse on the main army. We focus on the Prism once again. No juggling. Not bad. The best fight that Mana could hope for. He focused on every single Immortal. The Immortals are going down. Again, that was the best fight that Mana could have had. He shut down the Prism. There was no control at a Strange. He didn't micro back. He couldn't. He got surrounded. And Mana's all in. Mana, he lost 33 probes across the map. The longer this goes on, the worse it is for Mana. He's got to send it. But we do have Adepts. We do have those Glaive Adepts to hold the line. Again, Mana, he barely has an economy. He's on one base economy, essentially, with 23 workers. And Strange taking up into a Temple Archives, more Immortals, bigger Warp-ins. Mana's desperately going for a fourth. Interesting move. I mean, the fourth will help when it comes to recovering in the worker count, but Mana needs a lot of time. Does need a lot of time here. As we do see Strange going for the second wave, going for the second move out. This time with significantly less Immortals, but at this point, it's just about the numbers. At this point, the quality of the army doesn't matter as much. We do have a lot of Archons, but not many Zealots for them to deal with. Not many Adepts either, as we are very Stalker heavy. Adept does not trigger that stasis trap. There's still the stasis on top of the ramp. There's potential. Up! Massive stasis on the Stalkers. Very nicely done. And once again, Mana is buying time. At the same time, getting some probe kills across the map. You can see Mana trying to collapse on those Stalkers, pushing in. Yeah, forcing a fight. These Archons, they do so much damage to the Adepts. We blink on forward. We dive on top of the army. And the stasis runs out. It looks like Strange just has too much. He's looking to overwhelm Mana. GG gets called, and Strange takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Well, that's a mug of water. That's he shot so much damage, and that meant that Mana lost so much for nothing. I think he bled out like 5 Stalkers trying to kill that Immortal. Didn't work out. Did not pay off. Suddenly everything swung in favor of Strange. Was able to counterattack, and Mana was on the back foot from that moment. And with that, Strange takes a lead. And now we're getting into game number 2. It's going to be Mana's map of choice. We're loading into Golden Aura. Now, I want to believe that Mana can bring it back. We shall see. As we are looking to get into this. And again, this is still the beginnings of the series of the best of 7 between Team Liquid and Mystery All Gamers. It's still so awkward because, like, gaming is also in Mystery Gaming's name. But in the top left hand corner, we have Mana for Team Liquid. And in the bottom right, we have Strange for Mystery Gamers. Oh, what if I call it that? I like it. Yeah. For all Mystery Gamers. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Regardless, we're settling in. I'm going to be settling into game number 2. As a reminder, Strange did fake a proxy in game 1. He hit his second pylon, and it was just a fake proxy pylon. I wouldn't be opposed to Strange going for the proxy pylon, like the proxy pylon again in game 2, but actually committing this time. Actually making use of it as a bit of a mind game. A way to work with the series, a way to just get into the head of Mana. But we'll see. We shall see. As our initial probe scouts are moving out across the map. A double gas opener here to Strange. Double gases by Mana as well. Likewise, going to be a 2-gate opener from both players. Bearing in mind that last game Mana was a little bit more economic. Did go for a gate cyber expand, but you can get away with that on post youth. Here on a map like Golden Aura, a little bit less so, just because your natural is a little bit more exposed, more vulnerable. So 2-gate openers all around. Cyber cores are on the way, and now we get to play what used to be our favorite game. Is guess what 2 units come out? I say used to be our favorite game because previous patch, a couple of months ago in the last map pool, it was a little bit more diverse with what kind of openers you could have, with double Adept, with double Stalker, with Stalker Sentry. Nowadays, Stalker Sentry are very common. They're much more common than any other opener. Speaking of, it is going to be Stalker Sentry out of Strange, but that is that is Adept Sentry from Mana. That I don't think I've seen before. that combination of units. Okay, interesting. So the early Sentry is a sign of, us getting into a longer macro game, a sign of a more defensive style here. The Sentry allows you to scout across the map, so very important when it comes to scouting. It also gives you a nice defensive advantage as well with something like a Force Field or a Guardian Shield if you do need it. Which is why Sentries have become so trendy as of late. To go Sentry Adept is interesting, just because our Sentry should be giving us scouting information anyway, but Mana is very quick to move out across the map with our initial Adept. So it looks like we're getting basically a slightly earlier scouting information and potentially a bit of damage as well. As the Shade does threaten the main, and we are going to actually slip in. Okay, not bad. The Adept does slip in. We get 1 probe kill. Force out the Force Field. And that was pretty worth it here. I mean, we got a full scouts, we got a probe kill, we've wasted energy, but here comes the second Sentry, and we should be able to scout with our hallucination. Likewise, the tech was thrown down after the death of the first Adept. But it looks like Mana will confirm. Hallucination dives in, and we do confirm the tech of choice, the Twilight Council. Meanwhile, Mana back at home did go for a slightly faster Twilight Council into Blink. It looks like Mana skipped his 3rd unit. Or, I say skipped his 3rd unit. He skipped any kind of Stalkers, so he's actually able to preserve some gas and get a slightly faster Twilight Council. Not bad. With that Adept earlier. But again, only slightly faster, by a couple of seconds. For now, we're kind of mirroring each other. Blink on the way for both players. Expansions are done. Strange now deviating a little bit, going for a Forge. So Strange going to be doubling down on a Gateway Army with +1. Quite quickly as well. Mana has yet to really invest otherwise. Rover now on the way for Strange. I imagine for Observers, for scouting information. We can get into Immortal production if need be. And Mana instead is looking to expand. Mana's hallucination does confirm that he's going to be behind in upgrades and behind in tech. But we're going to be ahead in economy. There we go. 3rd base is on the way. So we have a bit of a give and take here between Mana and Strange. Mana even being a little bit more proactive with his army, moving out with those Stalkers. Does move out. 3rd base now on the way for Strange. Mana could try to dive into the main base. He does have high ground vision. He can dive in and go for the pylon. And the pylon is not going to go down. We go for the probe instead. Oh, there was potential to go for the pylon. But last Mana is going to be zoned out of the main. You're only getting 1 worker. Getting a 2nd probe. Ooh, as Strange chases. A little bit cavalier there by Strange. Okay, calm down. We can see Mana trying to play catch up. He's getting into his own immortal production and +1 attack as well. Strange does have that slight lead and can make use of that lead as well. We'll see if he does. As we are settling in, Mana going for a gateway explosion. That's 4 more gates on the way. I believe that is 6 gates in total on 3 bases. Strange still only on the 2 gateways. There we go, additional gates on the way. Did I say 4 gates in production? That's going to be 6 gates in production for Mana. Okay, going all the way up to 8 gateways back at home. Charges on the way, Temple Archives as well. Looks like Mana does want to build up towards a pretty hefty charge timing with those upgrades. And Morphin, of course, Archons as well to reinforce. Meanwhile, Strange going for something similar, once again going for Glaive Adepts. Okay, so a very similar playstyle to game 1 actually from Strange. The downside is that this time Strange doesn't have momentum from a failed attack from Mana. Mana's taking this slower, is fully saturated on 3 bases, has taken all of his gases. Again, prioritizing Archons can help quite a bit as well against Adepts. So once again, as we mentioned kind of coming into this game, I do appreciate that Mana is taking a bit of a slower approach here. Do appreciate it. As we are just settling in. Mana thinking about a 4th base. Is in position for it, just waiting for those resources. Meanwhile, it looks like Strange looking to do the same. And spots the 4th. And Strange can either double down and commit to a push or expand. Oh, that's a big warp in from Strange. The War Prism's on the way as well for our red Protoss player. I mean for both players. But it looks like Strange is soon to move out. Like +2 and Glaives are lined up quite nicely for Strange, as we're pointing out here. Remember, Strange is up in upgrades. So there's going to be a window. There's going to be a window where Strange has +2 and Mana does not. And we're pushing. Yeah, no 4th base. No 4th base for Strange. We're just going to be committing. We're moving out across the map. We have how many Immortals? 4? Jesus. That's a lot of Immortals. We have 4 Immortals. We have Mass Stalker going to be reinforcing with Adepts. Now, what's scary here as we push in, nice counterattack here by Mana, catching a couple of probes. But I was going to say, as we push in, because we're reinforcing with the Adepts could try to bypass the army. They could just go straight for the mineral lines again. As we are pushing in. Shield batteries are not done. 4th base under fire. We see Mana trying to come in from behind. It's getting 8 probe kills across the map. Stalkers, they dive on forward. We do come in from behind, though. We shut down the Prism. The Prism goes down, no more reinforcements. But it looks like Strange, does he have enough? The Archons, they hold their own. The shield batteries finish, the Archons, they barely survive, and it looks like Mana will break the army. Shuts it down completely. Again, so important that Mana was able to come in from behind, snipe the War Prism, deny any kind of reinforcements. Not just that, but Mana, he also killed, what was it, 8 probes across the map with a Adept harass. And now Strange is falling further and further behind. He's down in workers. He's down a base. He will snipe a couple of probes, though. Nice counterattack. But what does he have at home? What does Strange have left? 0 Immortals. 0 Archons. Just a Gateway army. And now he does not have that upgrade advantage. Not anymore. Mana coming in. Coming in for the kill. And he will break through. There's just not enough to defend. GG gets called, and Mana will tie things up 1-1. Gee. It's the Mana. Lovely. Much love for Mana here. GG, well played. Mana will tie things up 1-1. Again, it did feel like Mana was maybe overconfident in game 1. Just quickly referring back to it, maybe if you missed it. Mana went for an all-in. He went for a 2-base all-in in game 1, which failed, and that's what kind of gave Strange the edge in game 1. Here in game 2, we calm things down, you know, like no need to just try to go for an all-in. No, just play things a little bit safer, play things more economic, getting into a longer game, taking up as well. And I was getting a little bit concerned about the push at the 4th base. I was concerned that Mana wouldn't be able to hold on, but okay. We're good. The stream had gone down, but oh, we're jumping in. Elazer versus Lemon is going to be starting up here again. We are streaming from a clean feed, which is why we have like the SC Boy, you know, like sponsors there on the right hand side and all that stuff, and we have the player cams. We're streaming from a clean feed. Looks like the clean feed did drop, so we missed the very beginning of the game, but now we're jumping in. Cool. So far we have a Lemon for Mystery All Gamers in the bottom left, a Elazer for Team Liquid, top right. Getting into game 1, we missed out on like the first 30 seconds of the game, but it's all good. Looks like a Hatchcast pool standard opener out of a Elazer, and Lemon going for what looks to be a gate expand. Not a very clean. It's okay. It's okay. we'll clean it up, Papi. We'll clean it up. It's all good. We are settling back in. But yeah, so far standard openers. No one rushed into the golds. Bearing in mind that on this map on Alkione, there is a gold base that you can take even as a natural, as a Zerg player. Elazer has done that in the past on this very map, but we can see just calming things down. Sorry, I seem to have missed some news. Kaiser Gaming rebranded to Weebu Gaming. Yeah, it is a partnership. It's a quote-unquote partnership. I say that just because they did rename, and they were kind of acquired. But I do know that Onside and Vitality are slightly different. I think Onside still maintained a little bit more individuality. But I guess we don't have the specific details of kind of the management of DKZ now, with WBG taking over. But yes, Dragon Kaiser Gaming is no longer a thing. It's now Weibo Gaming. For the past week, I think, for the past week or so of StarCraft, it's been the case. Wee Gaming? No, Weibo, papi. Think Weeaboo. Think like, you know, like anime. It's kind of like that, a little bit. Weeaboo Gaming. But now we're settling in. It's going to be a Stargate opener. Stargate with our initial Oracle. There you go. They're called waifu, nothing. There you go. Uwu Gaming. Why is that not a thing? Hold up. That's got to be an esports team out there, right? That has to exist. Uwu Gaming? That's beautiful. Hold on, I'm Googling this. There has to be an Uwu Gaming, right? Yeah, here it is. Indonesian esports team, Uwu Gaming. Beautiful. Oh, they got it, papi. They got it. They know. So it does already exist, already trademarked. Got it while it was hot. Uwu Gaming is amazing. It is amazing. We're settling in. So far, nothing too crazy. Just Hatchcast pull out of a Elazer into a 3rd base. Likewise, Gate Expand, Stargate opener here from Lemon, going into a triple Oracle opener, I believe. I think 2 Oracles for the time being, into our 3rd base, and now we're looking to harass. Now, it looks like Lemon cut the 3rd Oracle. So, usually in a standard PvZ, you go up to 3 Oracles, but it looks like we cut the 3rd Oracle to get a slightly faster Twilight Council. I don't see a Forge. This could either be Glaives or... never mind. This has got to be Glaives or Blink. We can now see the Forge on the way. It looks like a fast Blink opener here from Lemon. So Blink is slightly faster than normal, just because we saved some gas and preserved it because it didn't make a 3rd Oracle. Forge is delayed, but it means we can be slightly more aggressive with our Stalkers earlier on. There it is. Blink is on the way. At the same time, we're being active with a handful of Adepts. It's going to be 6 Adepts on the ground, 2 Oracles in the sky, and we'll see what we can get done. For now, we do threaten the 3rd. Diving into the natural. Lings are somewhat in position, but the Oracles, they come in to support. Lings are shut down. Now we're going straight for the Queen, straight for the drones. Yeah, one drone getting picked off. We're getting a second worker as well. Again, very nice collaboration here by Lemon, making use of the Oracles and the Adepts coming together. And this is getting out of hand. That's going to be 7, 8 drones going. Oh my god! 8 workers going out. Can we get 9? Oh, we can. 9 workers full between the main and the natural for only 6 Adepts. The Oracles did survive. You can see Elazer going for a big counterattack, and the shield battery is not ready. Uh-oh. Shield battery is just not ready in time. There's potential with these Lings, but we do open some Stalkers, and Elazer does pull back. There's potential for a counterattack here, but Lemon does defend. He defends. Blink is more than halfway done. A very strong start here for Lemon. Still has those Oracles to support, still have not taken any hull damage. And now here come those Stalkers. Now, the power of this opener from Lemon as he throws down 3 more gates, I believe that's a 5-gate setup in total, but this looks like a 3-base all-in. Yeah. So he's only taken 4 gases. You can see only 1 gas at the third and 1 gas at the natural. This is for an 8-gate 3-base all-in. Lemon is doubling down here with these Stalkers. Again, we saw Blink being researched very early on. And this pylon is to reinforce. We should be throwing down a proxy gateway right next to this army to reinforce right in the face of Elazer. And there it is. Gateway's on the way. Elazer's in trouble. Elazer, he skipped the Roach Warren. Elazer, he skipped the Roach Warren. He has to defend with purely Lings and Queens. Hydras are on the way, but Hydras, they take time. They do take time. Oracles activate their pulsar beam. Lings, they get completely shut down. Queens, they're trying to get on top of that gateway, but alas, they cannot. Again, Elazer is up against the wall. Now, the longer this goes on, the better it is for Elazer. Again, he is slowly amassing Hydras, and we can hit critical mass. I'm talking 15 Hydras. If we can get them up and running, then we can force this back. Until then, the Lings are being shut down. Hydras are slowly building up as we speak. This is not looking too bad for Elazer. And we saw plenty of Queens as well. Lemon unable to break through in time. The concave is insane. Hydra's pushing in, but we are running out of Lings. Lings are required here to buffer for the Hydras. Hydras are quite fragile. Do the revelation off. Hydra's pushing forward. Yeah, Lings collapsing on the army. And it looks like Elazer. Yeah, we have held. We're shutting this down. We're getting on top of the proxy. And what's worrisome is that Lemon doesn't have charge, he doesn't have +2, there's no Robo, there's no Bait, there's no Colossus, there's no fourth base, there's nothing. The pylon gets shut down, we deny the warp in. Lemon has no follow-up to this. This had to end the game. And things started off quite well. It wasn't a bad start, but it wasn't good enough. Was not good enough here. Yes, we deny the final warp in. We're moving out across the map. We can see Lemon, he's now taking gases. You can see the production tab. But yeah, GG gets called. And Elazer will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well. 30 minutes or so. So we have some catching up to do, but jumping into game 2. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have Elazer for Team Liquid. And in the bottom right, we have Lemon for Mystery All Gamers, the Taiwanese Protoss player. Also, shout out to Eba letting us know that that he might still be a Zerg player at heart. Oh, let's go. He's sticking with us. Beautiful. Still a Zerg player. Ah, single tier. We are diving into game number 2. Again, the Lemon committing hard with that all in, but alas, just could not break through, could not gain the momentum that he needed. Had a good start, again, getting, what was it, 9 drone kills. But bled out quite a lot of Stalkers there, while attempting to break the third base. As here in game 2, we do see, once again, the Hatch Gas full opener out of Elazer. Standard game. Lemon said, I mean, he's got a big brain. It's true, it's true. He might also be related to Max Pax. I feel like the webcams of Max Pax and Lemon, there's a bit of a theme to it. It's a bit of a theme. I don't know what it is. I think it's in their eyes. They do remind me of each other. But Lemon does have a much bigger brain. True. Let's go. So we are settling in. Lemon now with a serious face. After that first game, time to hunker down. Time to focus. To bring us back. Again, it wasn't a bad start for Mystery Gaming with that 1-1 score. But now the pressure is on Lemon. Maxpack's got himself a super tall Lemon GF. Ah, let's go. The waifu. As for now, it's going to be another Stargate opener out of Lemon. Once again, just another Stargate, I imagine, into Oracles, into a third base. Keep an eye on Lemon. You're back at home. Elazer still just happily joining up, soon to take a third. And ready to receive what Lemon has to offer. As there it is, the Stargate is done. First Oracle is on the way. We're not spicing things up too much with a Void Ray opener or a Phoenix opener or anything like that. So far, everything looking as it should. Adepts do push forward here, shaving off a couple of lings, getting a drone, not bad. But it's one drone for one Adept. Not the most ideal trade for Lemon. Behind this, our first Oracle is out. Second Oracle's on the way. We should be looking to expand. Likewise, though, because we lost an Adept, that means there's potential here for these lings. Elazer, he goes for the dive, he goes for the probe. And the probe, oh, nice move here out of Lemon, keeping it here behind the Adept. Fappy. Very slick move. The third base is delayed, but not for too long, and the probe survives. Again, that was just some really cheeky moves out of Lemon. Able to mineral walk past the Adept, keep it hidden, keep it safe, keep it secret. Do love to see it. Meanwhile, I believe that was a Twilight Council before the Nexus. As we do have 2 more gateways now thrown down. But with this Twilight Council timing, it is faster than last game. I believe it is faster than game number 1. This could be a Glaive follow-up. I know that last game it was, Blink, but a big reason for that as well was the Forge. That was more of a tell. And this should be Glaive from Lemon. We'll keep an eye on him. We'll keep an eye on that production tab, and yep, there it is, Glaives. So this is going to be Stargate into Glaives. The purpose of this build, the way this works, is it's designed to catch the Zerg player off guard if Elazer is too greedy, like last game. Remember last game how Elazer skipped Roach Warren and went straight into Ling Hydra? If that happens again, he could be in some trouble here, without any roaches. As Elazer's in the dark and we are building up Adepts. First wave is spotted, but I mean, this is pretty normal, this is pretty standard to have 5 Adepts being active as we speak. Likewise, there's no rover with this, so there's no warp prism, so we cannot reinforce across the map. We are instead going to be warping in back at home, massing up an Adept army, then sending it. Do shade across map, forcing the recall. Very important that we recalled most of those Adepts. We have to keep them and preserve them and build up that Adept count as much as we can. Baneling Nest on the way, interesting. Now, this can deal with Adepts, but you have to be heavily reliant on your positioning. As Banelings, they waddle around. They're not the fastest of units, especially without Baneling speed. They can have a hard time keeping up, but they can otherwise try to preemptively be in position for a shade. At the same time, a massive link counter-attack. We get into the mineral line. Probes are going down. Third base mining is denied, and Elazer does fully wall off. He's buying time. He's buying so much time with that wall off. Instead, we shade towards the third base. Spine Coolers are on the way. But they're not going to finish. Meanwhile, across the map, Oracles are going to be able to defend. We deny one spine. We deny another. Elazer does have a 4th base that he's mining from, though. The 4th is up and running. His economy is still pretty good. You can see there are 8 Banelings in production. And they are waddling forward. These Adepts have potential. We do get into the mineral line once again, but here are the Banelings! The Banelings, they crash in! Big connections. We shut down the Adepts. There was potential with this army. There was potential with this timing, but we do shut them down. And Elazer, he does survive. Now the downside here, even though Elazer didn't lose many workers, again we didn't see a lot of drone kills, but he made so much Ling Bane that his worker count is still quite low. Does have to resaturate. There we go, that was 13 drones on the way, now another 7. Elazer is playing catch up. Unfortunately, Elazer did not already have the Hydrogen. Hydrogen just now being thrown down. So it's going to take a little bit longer for him to get into his upgrades. Lemon behind this can still sustain himself on 3 bases. Oracle dipping in, Queens are in position. Do you manage to get 4 drone kills before escaping? Not bad. Not a bad run by there by Lemon. Lemon with a 4th on the way. Lemon was on a high probe count, but remember he was also denied mining from his natural for quite some time as well. That's another thing to factor in. As the both players are attempting to settle down into their 4-base economy. Massive Ling counterattack. We do keep that 3rd base alive. The 4th gets surrounded. Uh-oh. Big surround on the 4th base. And can we force a cancel? Looks like we can. Yeah, massive cancel on the 4th. It was almost done. It was almost complete. Yeah, punishing Lemon for the lack of site defense. Storm, likewise, it's not quite done either. We're almost there, though, with that Storm timing. And Storm is going to be ideal. It's amazing against all things light. Lings, Hydras, Banelings, the caster. Ah. Storm is brutal, Pappy. And it is now done. And with Storms, even though Lemon is slightly behind in that army supply, it can take a fight. I imagine Elazer is going to be working towards Lurkers. I mean, we've already got Ling Bane Hydra. I imagine Infestation Pit and Lurker Den is going to be on the horizon. I imagine. As I say that, we're still just massing more Lings. Elazer is on 80 workers. He has droned up as much as he needs, knocking down these drugs, giving him the best opportunity to catch the army in the center of the map. I'm loving the setup here by Elazer. Rocks are being knocked down. Lemon still building up. I'm a little bit concerned about the lack of Archons for Lemon. There's very few Archons. It's basically just Stalker or High Templar. Like, this army from Lemon looks so fragile. Like, Storm, sure, they pack a punch, and we get some good Storms on the... Oh my god, the Lings! They melt! They do melt. Banelings here come from left-hand side. They try to roll in. So far, wasting some of these Storms. Banelings, they do crash forward. I think there's maybe 1 Storm left. Never mind! 1 High Templar remaining. Banelings, they crash into the shield battery. They deny the overcharge. High Templar, they come in to reinforce, but... Again, Elazer did quite well for himself. He did deny so many of those High Templar. Snipes the Archon towards the end. Is going to be forced back. But he was successful when it comes to dealing with so many High Templar. Which means no Storms left. Elazer, he can back off and remax. And he can hit again. And what is Lemon going to have ready for that next push? Now, at least he did retain his worker count. You can see here 85 probes for Lemon. But we're still working with a small army. We're still building back up. I believe we have 2 High Templar banking energy. Sorry, 3 High Templar banking energy. That is potentially 3 Storms. We're getting into Massive Mortal against Ling Bane Hydra. I'm not in love with the Massive Mortal, not gonna lie. I mean, it can work quite well against Lurkers, definitely. Overcharge is pumped. We're holding on. We are holding. Elazer backing off, rotating around. Elazer's about to remax. Lemon building back up. A couple of Zelts are getting caught out. Again, we have those 3 Storms. First one gets spent. So does the second. We have 1 left. And that's the final Storm. Banelings are rolling in. We don't have that many Lings, though. Not many Lings left over. Hydras, they start to step forward. They focus down 2 of those Immortals. They're going for another. They don't quite get it. Stalkers, they come in to reinforce. We force Elazer back. Whew. Apparently 3 Storms is all we needed. I was really concerned we were going to run out of Storms and we just would not have enough. But Lemon, he holds on. His economy has been untouched. His robot production well underway. I would love to see a Bay. I'd love to see a Bay and some splash damage. And Elazer finally being forced to throw down an infestation bit. You can see the infestation bit, it just started. I don't think he really intended to ever really head in this direction. Don't think he intended for the game to last this long. Again, I'm impressed with how Lemon's been able to survive and hold and defend. And this means that this lurker tech from Elazer is quite delayed. It's quite late. It's gonna be quite late here. So he's stuck with Lingbane Hydra. Does get us around, and that's gonna be a cancel on the 5th. Is gonna be a cancel. Yeah, plenty of High Templar this time with the main army. You can see how immobile Lemon is, though. Elazer trying to go for a backstab. Fleet beacons on the way, +1 air attack, a second Stargate as well. Lemon getting ready for those carriers. Would you get us around? We catch an Immortal. A good pickup. Immortal goes down. Was a good pickup. Trading gas for minerals there. Lurker Den's on the way. Hive is on the way. Again, I am concerned for Elazer though. Like, I feel like because we were so committed, because we avoided the Hive tech for so long, we're so late here. And Lemon, like, by the time we get into Lurkers and Vipers, we're going to have some Skytoss as well. It's going to happen. Do you see a massive Bailing run by? Rolling on in. Would you react in time? We are in position. Bailings, oh, can they get in? Up, it's close. Oh my god. Whew. 7 probes go down. That could have been so much worse. Just the 7 workers though. Lemon does hold on. Carriers on the way. Light, afraid of storm confirmed. No. The fear is based in reality. It kills me, Papias. If you come in with a Bane drop, nicely done here. 18 probes go down. The natural base was oversaturated. Very nice drop there by Elazer. Lurkers are now building up. 11 lurkers on the way. And lurkers, again, they're going to be amazing against the ground army, but what about the Skytoss? Now, it's still going to take some time to really get into Skytoss. We have 2 carriers on the way, and it's going to be a while before we build up towards 6 carriers, for example. We're still getting there. Likewise, though, Elazer isn't really ready for Skytoss. Doesn't have a Spire, is lacking Hydras. We'll see if maybe Elazer can break Lemon before we have to worry about a critical massive carrier. There's a window where this ground army from Elazer can still be effective. I mean, I say that, Lemon is maxed out. That window may have come and gone. Lurker range just finished. That's the Talon's down the way. Elazer has to be very careful with his movement. Storm grazing the Lings. Carriers are revealed. Elazer is now aware. I believe Elazer has 0 Vipers, which is concerning. Yeah, we catch a Lurker immediately. Big storms here on the army, on the Lings, on the Lurkers as well. The Spine Shots, they take down a good amount of the ground army. Link Stalkers, they dive in from behind, and we get us around. A mass around. Elazer's army melts. We force a recall. Lings, they got a bit done. But likewise, they're going to be cleaned up as well. And now Lemon has a massive supply lead. Now it's time to push. And now it's time to move out. Again, it was mainly purely lurkers in that army. Just less than ideal. There was very little to support when it comes to spellcasters. And Lemon, he's looking to snowball out of control. Looking to tie things up here in this Team League match. Pushing onto creep. The Immortals, they're immortal, Papi. They're not looking to die anytime soon. Pushing onto the high ground. Spores are trying to reposition, but in this panic, so many spores are going to be going down. Only one does burrow. We rotate over. We are building into a good amount of Hydras, but I believe we have some storms available. Yeah, we do. Yeah, with a handful of storms, the Hydras cannot engage. Yeah, barely any lurkers left. 3 lurkers. Big storm. It looks like we may have lost the Observer. The army backing off, rotating around. Additional carriers on the way. Mothership as well. Elazer does survive. Okay, we've got 10 more lurkers on the way. Could be rotating around. Once again being forced back. Yeah, we just now noticed that the observer had died and we have rebuilt it. Backup observer on the way. Without it, we cannot push in. That is the saving grace here for Elazer. If there was detection with the main army, then Lemon would have ended the game. for sure. The game would be over, but alas, no detection. We do force back the Protoss. Massively counterattack probes are going. Oh my god. 10 workers going down. We shut down the base itself. At the same time, we're pushing on forward. Observer gets sniped. No more detection. Oh my god. The lack of detection is killing Lemon. At the same time, the base did fall. Lemon getting knocked down to 4 bases. Elazer, he went for the light VIP maneuver. That's when you just focus down the observer. Just like spend like 10 hydras, but you kill the observer so you live. You survive. That's the win condition here for Elazer. Every fight, if he can focus the observer, he's okay. Let's see if we can. Now, there is an Oracle in production. The Oracle will help a lot. With Revelations, it's going to be a more secure way to maintain detection on the army. Ooh, this counterattack, less than ideal. We bleed out a couple of units for free. That was an Archon and an Immortal. There's that Revelation. Okay, we have 2 observers with the army. 2 observers. Can we get him? 2 observers. The Oracle as well, of course. Rotating around. Ooh, a laser out of position on the low ground. Yeah, big storms on the Hydras. Yeah, lurkers, they just cannot keep up. They're going to try and waddle forward. Yeah, big storm on the ramp. And storm on the Hydras as well. Elazer still cannot collapse on top of this. And now Elazer needs detection. We have the cloak. Spores trying to waddle forward. Nice slow zone here on the lurkers as well. And it looks like Lemon should be able to break this. Yeah, barely any anti-air. We have a handful of Hydras. The ground army is plummeting here. Like Elazer, he is taking care of the ground. But what about the air? What about the sky toss? GG gets called as Lemon breaks through, and Lemon ties us up 2-2. Let's go. GG, well played. Lemon here with the big brain, with the Colossus head, does tie things up. And now it comes down to Clem versus Cyan. It's been very back and forth so far, very back and forth with Mana, Strange, Elazer, and Lemon 1-1 apiece all around. And we have seen Clem fall to players like Cyan before. Has happened before in WTL. Can it happen again? Can Cyan do something crazy and force the ace match? I want to believe. I do want to believe here. I want to believe we can go for an extended series as we have our 2 players, Clem and Cyan, Terran and Protoss, Team Liquid up against Mystery All Gamers. Game 1 is going to be on Ghost River. Need a lemon skin for the Colossus. True, true. Too much citrus. Too much, man. Too much. Oh. So we are settling in and spawning in the top left-hand corner. Ooh, we have Clem for Team Liquid. And in the top right, we have Cyan for Mystery All Gamers. Elazer looks sour. Oh, you're an animal, Papi. You're an animal. Time to drink a hard lemon. What is a hard lemon? Alcoholic drink that tastes just like Solo. Let's go. Gibbs, man. Gibbs. Lemon. He got zesty. He got... I don't know. I love sour things, by the way. I'm a massive fan. For those who know, my favorite food is ceviche. Ceviche. Which is like seafood just drenched in limes and lemon. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I haven't had it in a long time, though. Need to make it again. As we're settling in. We are going to be settling into our game on Ghost River. Again, aggression is favored on a map as small as this. Shorter rush distance by ground. Quite a congested map as well. As I say that, we get both extremes on Ghost River. We can get hyper-aggressive short games, or we can get some extended longer games as well. Just because of the features of the map itself, it can be relatively easy to cut the map in half once you get your third base up and running. Again, there are just so many ramps that you can take advantage of. There's just so much of a defender's advantage that trying to break out can be difficult, and we can just, again, cut the map right in half, down vertically. Oh, as Clem is opening up double gas. Okay, you have my attention. Has no time for cooking. He's casting all day. True. Unironically. That's unironically my life. Is I wake up, I cast, I go to sleep, I wake up and I cast again. Or if I'm not casting, I'm like editing VODs for YouTube and stuff like that. That's why like my food is like instant. You know, like oatmeal for breakfast or cereal, and like ramen for dinner. Smooch. But it's a double gas opener. Double gas opener here from Clem is going to be leading to a faster factory into a delayed CC. Ooh, and we are opening up Reaper Hellion. Okay, now with this Reaper Hellion opener, depending on how hard we commit, depending on how many Reapers and Hellions we make, our goal is to move out across the map and dive into a mineral line and look for some economic damage. As we have 2 Reapers, followed by a 3rd and 4th Reaper. So we're getting up to 4 Reapers and 3 Hellions. Again, there's going to be quite a bit of DPS available here. Adept does confirm. Ooh, and we shade into the main. Can we hunt down the Reaper? Up! Up! It's so close! The Reaper! It's regenerating HP. It will survive. The Adept gets a full scout, but does get shot down. Does not get a Reaper kill. Very nice pick up here for Clem. 1 Adept down, and every unit counts. Again, we have 1 Adept left to defend, and we're moving out. Oh, okay. 2nd Adept does warp in. 3rd Adept on the way. It might be worth fully walling off on the low ground. We do shade ahead of time. Ooh, getting quite a bit of DPS done on that first Hellion. The concave is real. First Hellion should be going down. Can we get another unit though? Okay, nice control here by Clem. Oh my god, we get 1 more Reaper, just barely. And there's the full wall off. Whew, just in time. But again, the Reapers can just dive right into the main. But we have the Reaper cliff. Never mind. Okay, so Cyan, he can hold on. He can buy time here with his walls. Pylon is under fire. Likewise, so is the Adept. We do warp into Stalker. Whew. And Cyan holds. A very tense moment here for Cyan, but he does hold on, doesn't lose any workers here to the aggression of Clem. And now we're calming things down. We're calming things down. Clem did go for a 1-1-1 opener. We have our medevac on the way for drop play, tank in production, 2nd racks as well. So Clem is just building up on 2 bases. Meanwhile, we have our take of choice from Cyan. It is Twilight Council. Twilight Council into Blink. Looks like we have 3 gates initially. We have a 4th gateway on the way. Interesting. So 4-gate Blink Stalker from Cyan. It looks like Cyan doesn't just want to defend, he wants to attack. Oh, the Stalkers are caught out. Massive lock-on with the Cyclone. Yeah, we get 1, we get 2 Stalkers. Oh, too many losses. Some rough losses here for Cyan. No shield battery on the low ground. He's in trouble. As we are breaking through. Trading out the Cyclone. Once again, Cyan barely holds on. But bleeds out a lot of Stalkers. But again, with this 4-gate Blink build of Cyan, after he's able to shut down this medevac, assuming he can counterattack. We can turn things on its head, and there it is, Warp Prisms on the way. This is so we can push out across the map and threaten the bases of Clem. Now, Clem does have some tanks building up, thankfully. Does have a tank on the low ground at the natural. I believe his 2nd tank just spawned in, so I believe he should have a tank in the main as well. Yeah, there it is. It's in the main base. Despite that, we could try to apply pressure to the production. Yeah, some of these add-ons are exposed. We can try to get some of the tech labs. Going for a big warp in. Boys are being pulled. We do shade into the main. And yep, that tech lab is under fire. We're even forcing some friendly fire here. Those SCVs are getting quite low. Yeah, a lot of workers going down. All of SCVs do fall. We deny the tech lab. That will delay Raven production. As Cyan has to be careful to overextend. Going for the depot. So far, so good. 3rd tank has arrived, a depot goes down, and now we get the hell out of the main. So Depot, the Tech Lab, a couple of SCVs, not bad. Not a bad counterattack here from Cyan. And can he get more done? He's going for the bunker. Boys, no longer pull. The bunker is going to fall. At the same time, Liberator back at home. Not getting much done. Cyan does defend against the Liberator. Going for another big warp into Stalkers. Without that bunker, it's more tempting to dive in. It is much more tempting. That tank looking a bit exposed. And we're going for it. The tank shuts down and gets one Stalker. Nice juggling. Cyan. Ooh. Takes another shot to the face though. And bleeds out 3 Stalkers in the process. Did get a tank. Now what's important about sniping that tank is that will slow down the counterattack from Clem. Oh, no! As we were rallying across the map. Cyan. Ay, ay, ay. A bit of a fumble there by Cyan. Less than ideal. Maybe getting a little bit nervous. You can see him again thinking about going for the dive. The tank does on siege. We can actually go for the CC. We have options. Oh, as we dive on the army, but we get punished with stim. Oh, this was a rough moment for Cyan. And a very opportune moment for Clem. Again, Cyan was not aware that stim was done. He gets punished hard. And now Cyan has to back off. He has to back off. Here comes the counterattack from Clem. He's pushing. Oh, the juggling! Saves the tank. Let's go. These Stalkers are so very low. On the one hand, props to Cyan for preserving the Stalkers, but they have that much less HP to work with here in the defense. Shield batteries are not done. No shot. Shield batteries are barely not done. A tank goes down. But the army sims on forward. We may not even need the tanks. Do you have the overcharge? Ooh, just in time. Do you have the overcharge immortal coming out as well? Can we get on top of the tank? It's getting so much in the back line. And can we focus it down? We barely cannot. It's barely out of range. That's a brutal position. Pilot going to be shut down. We do preserve the immortal at least. And we are running out of bio. The army getting overstimmed. At the same time, a doom drop here, or another drop into the natural. Immortal goes down. We're pulling Cyan apart. It's just too much. Drop of the natural, push towards the third base. GG gets called, and Clem takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Again, there were moments for both players. It was a bit back and forth, but it did feel like Cyan bled out too many Stalkers in his counterattack. It felt like Cyan, he bled out, I want to say like 10 plus Stalkers, either blinking into the main, blinking into the natural, just bled out too much. Likewise, we saw him, again, misrallying at times as well. Again, maybe getting a little bit too anxious at times against Clem, and you can't afford these mistakes. You have to play as best as possible against a player of the caliber of Clem, and we'll see if Cyan can bring it back in game 2. We'll see if he can, as we have our map of choice. Game 2 going to be on Site Delta. Here we go. We are just getting ready here for our second game. Again, it is going to be Cyan's map of choice. If he wins this game, we force the ace match. We are so close here. Can we pull it off? As in the top left-hand corner, we have Clem for Team Liquid. And in the bottom right, we have Cyan for Mystery All Gamers. It's gonna take some getting used to. It's gonna take a while. Mystery All Gamers. Hi, hi, hi. Here we go. We are going to be settling in. We did see last game that Clem did go for a more aggressive build. Remember, Clem went for a double gas opener into Reactored Reaper Hellion last game, and he wasn't able to get too much done with it. Cyan was able to hold, but still an aggressive start from Clem. I imagine here on Site Delta, we're going to be calming things down a little bit more. We can see the SCV moving out across the map. We are avoiding specifically the main scouting path right through the center. We avoid that scouting path. We're skirting around the map, and it looks like we're going for an eBay block at the natural base. They're going for a cheeky engineering bay, and the probe. No, we miss it! Oh, Oh, okay, there we go. We barely get eyes on the SCV. We're on the hunt, and can we deny that eBay? Oh, we cannot. The eBay is thrown down, and this will delay the expansion of Cyan. The boys have to be pulled. 4 workers so far. And 4 workers is actually not enough to stop the progression of that eBay, by the way. There we go. Yes, if he does take a couple of hits, and we should be pulling back. And the purpose of this, again, is just to delay the expansion. Clem should be canceling this before it does go down. Should be going for the cancel back at home. I believe Clem opened up Marine first. Interesting. Was a singular gas opener, but going for a faster factory. I believe because of the eBay, we can't actually afford the CC when we otherwise would. So slightly faster factory here instead. Oh. And are we just hiding the SCV, or are we planning on going for a proxy starport? I'm curious. Probes moving out across the map. Scouting around the south. CC has been thrown down on the high ground. Very safe expansion here for Clem. Yep, and there it is, proxy starport. Let's go. So with this proxy starport, we're going for, I imagine, a Hellion drop. It could be one of 2 things. It could be a Hellion drop into the main, or it could be Hellion aggression alongside Liberator harass as well. So it could be proxy lib, but medevacs are more common. Liberators are a little bit more niche in their use as a proxy. So Hellions are amassing. Twilight Council back at home for Cyan. So once again, it's going to be a blink-based opener. There it is. It's going to be the medevac for Clem. So just going to be a Hellion drop into the bases of Cyan. And Cyan was scouting. You can see on the minimap there, Cyan, he was scouring the southern half of the map quite intensely, but not scouting towards the north. Which makes sense, right? Like, if it's a proxy Hellion, you would expect the medevac to be outside of the main, but it's outside of the natural. It's at a more unorthodox location, so it's unlikely to be scouted. Like, why would it be there? So it does mean that we can't actually drop too well into the main, but we can just drop into the natural instead. We have options. Do have options. Medevac is about to finish up. Hellions are on the way to get picked up, to get loaded on up and diving into that mineral line. Hellions are a little bit low. We do have some defensive stalkers, thankfully. And here comes the drop. Quick reaction out of Cyan. So far we get 1, we get 2. Ooh, no WCS game hard, I just realized, but 2 probes do fall. Oh my god, only 2 workers, and we overextend them. Medevac goes down. A nice cleanup out of Cyan. Very nicely done. That was not worth it for Clem. Bearing in mind, it wasn't just the fact that the medevac went down, it was the fact that the starport, as we're seeing here, has to float back home. So the starport is doing nothing for Clem for an extended period of time, and Cyan is safe. He's safe, he's secure, and he can expand. Bam. 3rd base on the way for Cyan. Blink is almost done. Cyan does have map control, but is expanding, is focusing on his economy. We're going for a longer game this time. Speaking of going for a longer game, we're going for a bay after the 3rd base, so a bit of a greedier build here from Cyan, but now we have the bay on the way. That should be for Colossus production. We have Blink, of course, to shut down drops. And this is looking like a much more comfortable start for Cyan. Like, we saw things very intense and very hectic in game 1 early on, or really throughout the entire game. But here we're able to just ease our way into the mid-game. And Clem most likely won't move out until he has his upgrades. I'm referring to Stim, Combat Shields, and +1. They're all on the way. Once they kick in, we can go for a push, we can go for some drop play. We can break out and expand and take a 3rd. As Cyan could even dive into the main, but there is a tank in position. Barely out of range, has a kill in the add-on. Oh, we get 1. And can we get the other? Oh, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be, oh, we barely don't get it. A couple more shots would have been it. But a good pickup nonetheless. Getting the first add-on. The first reactor. Not bad. As Cyan is building up back at home, we have that Colossus on the way. Extended Thermal Lance as well for those upgrades for the Colossus. Charge in production as well. And really, it's just on Cyan to maintain map control, to get eyes on any kind of drop play, any kind of move out, and contain Clem for as long as possible. I mean, ideally, also pick off a couple of units. Oh, as the Observer is sniped. Very nice pick off there by Clem. Keen eyes from our Terran player. And that means it's going to be that much more difficult to actually scout any move outs. Medevacs have arrived, and here come some drops, and if we had the Observer, we could spot this. But without it, Cyan is in the dark. And so Cyan does miss the drop. It's moving out. Cyan pulling back as well. I'm sure recognizing just like how little vision he has and how vulnerable he is. So it does pull back home. And thankfully has some spotter pylons. Got some pylons scattered throughout the map. Hallucination coming in does confirm the third CC, so now Cyan is aware that it's not a 2-base all-in. Does get eyes of the production. All those upgrades are done, we spoke about it, but Stim, Combat Shields +1, it's all kicking in, and Clem is moving out. And because of Clem's movement, he is not spotted. Uh-oh. Cyan has vision in the center of the map, but not towards the north. Marine is going to be able to confirm the location of the Colossus. Big scout here for Clem. He confirms the third, he confirms the army positioning. At the same time, Cyan going for his own counterattack with that War Prism. Let's go. So as Clem moves out, the Prism is going to be moving in. Cyan still not quite spotting the main army. Clem still unscouted. He rotates around and he's going to hit the fourth. Yeah, there's no saving this. Cyan out of position. Cyan did not spot the army. Fourth base is cancelled. So a very nice pick off there by Clem. At the same time, taking his own third, rotating around. Like, vision is so important here in TVP, and so far, Cyan is playing blind. Zealots do get into the main. And Cyan dives on the army, but I'm not sure if he can actually take this fight. Yeah, nah, it's not gonna happen. We shave off some Marines at least, but Cyan has to calm down, has to pull back. Thankfully, Cyan doesn't lose any high-tech units. Does meet up with the army once again. Tank, just now sieging. And Cyan has to retreat. Still lacking more of those zealots. It was a decent trade for Cyan. The problem here is the lack of base. Like, he needs a fourth. Desperately needs a fourth base. He needed it a minute ago. As Clem is now on even bases, even economy, does focus down the tank. Tank will fall. But the Colossus are so exposed. Zealots, they come in just in time. But this is such a risky fight for Cyan. As again, Cyan, he's lacking an army here. Is banking up quite a bit. I'm sure the lack of fourth base isn't helping either. And Cyan needs to buy time. This Zealot run-by has potential. We need to force Clem to turn around. Zealots, they do bust in, but we have plenty of reinforcements. Clem, he's not stopping. He's not stopping, has a mass Marauder army. And this army of Cyan just is not good enough. Not at this stage of the game. You know, with all these Marauders, we just stim on forward into the natural. Focus down the Robo. We have Vikings, we have Marauders. Cyan is barely holding on with the overcharge. Zealots into the main, not bad. SCVs are going down. As I mentioned before, we don't have the kill count for the SCVs, unfortunately. Cyan is able to maintain an even worker count with Clem. Again, that's still not good enough. Prism is shut down. Getting into Disruptor production. Second Robo's on the way. Fourth base finally getting saturated, but this fourth is so late. Now, there is a world. There's a world out there where if Cyan can land the most perfect Novas, I'm talking like the most perfect Purification Novas, like 2 Novas in a row, then maybe we can hold. Maybe we can take a fight. Outside of these Purification Novas, though, I'm not seeing it too much here. Disruptors on the way. We do try to flank the army. Can we catch Clem out? Nova goes off. Oh! Not bad! That's a good start. Big connection on the bio. That's not a bad start for Cyan. Vikings gonna be diving in. They focused down one of the Colossus already. Second almost goes down. Now, if we can do that again, if we can get another juicy connection, that's what we're looking for. More disruptors are on the way. Clem still massing up his army. You can see that the disparity in supply is not as large as it once was. It's not as large as it once was here. Again, disruptors do give you a bit of comeback potential, as Clem does pull all the way back home. He does pull back. Cyan's still building up, getting a 5th base. And can we actually end up maxing out here? I'm not referring to Clem. Clem is about to max out, but Cyan, can we get to that point as well? The Liberator is more niche. True. He's all about that freedom. He's an animal. As we are diving in, Ghost Route for EMPs. This Nova a bit premature. Zones away the army. We have 1 Nova left. Oh, Vikings coming in. 5th base is spotted. Cyan double expanding. I like this. I like the double expansion. Just because one of them is going to be denied. Hopefully not both of them, as Clem is racing on over and beating Cyan to his own 5th, sorry. Cyan forces to split up his army. Can Cyan defend? His Elazer charge on forward. Wouldn't mind shell could be going off. Big connection here on the Zealots. Cyan being forced back. At the same time, we dive on top of the disruptors. No, and every disruptor goes down. Cyan crumbling on both sides. And with that, Clem will take a decisive fight. GG gets called, and Clem will take the series 2-0, winning it all for Team Liquid. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Clem will take it all here. Again, Cyan tried to split up his army, tried to defend both bases, but alas, he did fall apart at both ends. He just could not keep up with the size of Clem. I do think that if Cyan had kept everything together, I think he could have held on to 1 at least, but you know, he got a little bit greedy there. He was pulled apart. GG, well played. Team Liquid win the series 4-2, and now we are getting ready for our next matchup. We're getting ready for our next best of 7. Gonna be a best of 7 between our next 2 teams. Hold on, what are they? Un momento. Between Team Vitality and Twisted Fairy. See you guys in a couple of seconds. See you soon. 精彩的视频剪辑，有趣的主播八卦，